How about offensively? Spencer goes out with an injury, and we put Bryson in, and they have to alter the game plan, and they don't miss a beat, and it feels like they scored just about every series that he was in. I think one thing you know about Bryson is there's not a tougher kid in the country and might be the best winner I've ever been around. When Bryson has the ball on third and short, everyone in the stands knows Bryson's getting the ball, and he gets it every single time, right? Then you see him break some long runs. So couldn't be more proud of Coach Cefalo, that offensive staff, adjusting things on the run and really getting going. And then defensively, played another good week, man. You do your job with a high level of detail and great effort, and things just click. So let's go with some questions.
What is this class of senior to you?
It's amazing. I mean, I've talked about this before. When things ain't going great, guys, it's up to the locker room. Like the locker room can turn it off and everyone can quit, or they can come together. And that's been my most proudest moment is not the record, not the wins recently, but how hard these people play. And they play their tails off, not for me or anything, but for each other, right? And that's how it's been the whole time. I told them a quote in the Marine Corps. They say, you're judged by how you reload under fire, right? Meaning, right, you're going to show your identity when the circumstances are terrible. How do you respond? And that's what this year's been, man. It's been tough. It's been ups and downs. We had a player pass away. We've had a bunch of injuries, and they just keep coming back and they keep fighting. And that's because of the senior class. Right? They're going to go out on top regardless of the record. And I think that's something that they'll be proud of for the rest of their lives.
So there's some teams that get 21-13 lead in the second half. Some teams kind of freeze, get conservative. You guys didn't do that at all. I guess what's the key there for you guys to keep your foot on the gas through the end of the game?
I would say confidence. You know, we're the most confident, whatever we are, 4-7 team in the country. That's because we know we have a heck of good players, talented players that can get the job done. And that was the mindset all week. If we got a chance to get up, we're going to roll. We're not folding back, right? It's all about continue to throw and continue to swing punches. The message at halftime was simple, right? With basically a tied game, the tougher team was going to win. The team that wanted to run the ball more was going to win that game, and that really prevailed for us tonight.
Sorry, brain fart. But I'm there. All right. So I know it was only a 1-point deficit for them, but you scored 2 touchdowns in the final 1
beautiful.
Of the second quarter. Even though it was only a 1-point deficit, how much do you think you kind of maybe made them panic a little bit?
There's no doubt, you want to talk about momentum if you're a believer of that or not. But that was a huge part. I think that was about as well played football game as we could have played. Very minimal turnovers, right? We were clicking. We played field position. We go 2 for 1, meaning the last series of the first half and come out and score the second series or the first series of the second half. And that's when things really took off and offense kind of found their rhythm going into those. So after that touchdown out of halftime, it felt like we had a chance to run away with it. And I'm glad our guys did.
Coach, kind of the beginning of the game, it felt like San Diego State was really kind of laying it on strike. You guys were struggling to move the ball. What was it that your defense did? They got that stop on the first drive, were able to force a couple of fields, really keep it close. What did that do for kind of offense?
Yeah, the biggest drive was our, Spencer got sacked on the play he got injured on, and it was a fumble, and they had a chance to go score and make it, a 3-score game, I think, and we held them to a field goal, which was huge. And by that point, offense kind of found some ideas on the sideline and got some rhythm. But we're just responding so much better. Like we've been up before and we've been down before in the beginning of the year, and we just kind of laid an egg. And we've been through some tough trials, and now coming out of it, we're a pretty goddamn tough team, right? And toughness always prevails. So I think that was a mental mindset that shifted for us these last couple of weeks, and it's really helped out.
What do you think Keon Sloan's defining characteristics?
Yeah,
he's broken out.
Yeah, it's incredible. Relentless. I mean, you watch his tape. It is 100% relentless. If that whistle has not been blown yet, you can guarantee yourself Keon is going to give 100%. And we're so limited at that spot now due to injuries that he really doesn't come off the field. He's the goddamn energizer buddy, man. He just keeps going, and he's a nightmare for quarterbacks. And what a awesome senior moment he got to have with another big game tonight in front of his family. So couldn't be more proud of Keon.
Coach, wondering what you think kind of the difference was struggling to move the ball early, and then Spencer comes out, Bryson comes in, immediately things start clicking. What do you think the difference was?
Well, and that's hats off to Coach Cefalo for tweaking the game plan, but they were not prepared for a QB run game offense, right? And we started going with more zone read option look and things like that. And they were playing catch up because that's not what they practice all week. That happens sometimes when your backup comes in and it's a totally different type of style. That's hard to adjust defensively. Luckily for us, right, Bryson didn't end up. I think they made some good adjustments, San Diego State, and then Bryson just made a couple of tackles miss. And I bet how many yards did he rush for? I imagine he 193 school record. And he played 2.5 quarters or whatever. So that's Bryson, man. There's not a tougher kid. It's unbelievable success. And like I tell you every week, no one prepares harder for Bryson than Bryson Barnes, and it shows up again.
Coach Dreiling, you've been a defensive coach for most of your coaching career. So how much is 13 tackles per loss by your team, by 10 different guys? How much is that music to you?
That's awesome. And the music is by 10 different guys because we're playing a lot of bodies and a lot of young guys. And these, I said to you guys last week, we've taken some lumps, man. You're going to have, right, some bumps in the road when you're playing young players, right? But we've kept learning. We've kept getting better. And now look at us. We look like the defense that we all wanted to be coming out of the gate. It just took a little longer than expected. But that's the hardest thing this year for a coach I was a new DC, right? These guys have known me for 3 or 4 months. So they don't really have anything to believe in besides what we're saying. We didn't do good out of the gate. You guys know that. We know that. But for this defense and these players to keep trust and confidence in the coaching staff, that says a lot of the men we have in that locker room. And hats off for the coaches coming up with good game plans. So it's been fun, man. We know we got one more versus Colorado State, but really proud of this defense and how they've performed. You guys got anything else?
Did you have a good view on Grant Page's one-handed touchdown?
Yeah. Unbelievable, right? We knew we went with the fake spike. It was on the far side, but we were watching it up top on the video, and it looked like he caught it. So what a cool year. What a cool week that he's had. 2 touchdown catches, I think, today. And that's been it, man. It's been the next man up mentality all week, all year. And he had his moment to shine. He really took advantage of it.
Do you play better when you come in the middle of the game?
I guess so. I don't know how many starts I actually have under my belt, but it's kind of just seems like a running theme that when I'm the backup, my number's probably going to get called.
You ever played running back in your life?
5th grade, I played it for about a game, but they needed a quarterback in Little League, so that's really where the change started.
I know Nate Dreiling talked about how San Diego State didn't seem ready for the running quarterback. You kind of see that same thing. I know you took pretty well good advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, when you prepare all week for a non-running quarterback and then it just changes the dynamic and changes the game. And I mean, you put 5-6 days of preparation into a non-running quarterback. It really just kind of changes things for a defense. And I mean, credit to Coach Bassett. We were dialing different read runs up, and it's just hard to keep track of that stuff when you don't have 6 days to prepare for it.
So kind of along with that, and kind of coming in the middle of games, you've done that your whole career and right at the spark. What is it about the preparation or something that you're able to just come in? I mean, the offense was kind of stalling until you came in.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of just my career as a backup. That's how it all started. It was like prepare as if you're the starter, and there's always that am I preparing like I am a starter? But I've been able to be on both sides of that, where I've started before, but I've also been a backup, so I understand what it's like to prepare as a starter and what it actually feels like to be completely ready for a game. Sometimes when you're a backup, you take little things for granted, but when I was able to start last year and a few games this year, I understand what goes into the preparation process. And so now my preparation is different than what it was 2 years ago when I was a backup at Utah. And so now I just kind of keep track of more little things and prepare as if I was the starter, because you never know when that guy's going to go down. It could be play 1, could be play 63. You never know, and you just got to be ready for when your number's called.
Bryson, I just got to ask you, what kind of brother-in-law is Josh Sturger, and what kind of how good of synergy do you guys have?
Yeah, so he's my brother's brother, so my brother-in-law's brother. It's not complete brother-in-law, but it's just cool. I mean, I was able to get 2 touchdowns to him last week. Super fired up. I mean, me and him had talked. We've known each other for probably about 4 years now. And so it's really cool to just kind of have that connection, being able to throw him touchdowns, come up here. So it's cool.
I want to ask about the kind of last 2 minutes, I think it was the first half. You guys go from down 13-0 to 14-13. I guess what are those things you guys are trying to hit on in those 2 drives, take advantage of to be able to get those points and really shift the game?
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about how they weren't really prepared for running quarterback, and so we really kind of exploited that. That was kind of the game plan. The game plan kind of completely changed. They had came out a little bit different than what we were expecting, but then obviously when your starter goes down, the play calls, the plays, they've got to adapt to the guy that's in. And so I feel like we were able to adapt and change. It created sparks, more explosive plays, and it just really kind of worked for us, really.
Coach Driley talks all the time about how tough you are. You were a prolific passing quarterback in high school.
Mhm.
You've obviously run the ball super well here. What do you think is your defining trait as a player?
Man, I like to say a bit of both. You know, I'm going to sit back there and I'm going to throw, but if I see a lane, like I'm definitely going to take advantage of it. You know, it's going to slow down the pass rush. It's going to weaken the defense overall. And so definitely a pass first mentality, but if I see a lane, like I'm definitely going to take advantage of it.
Bryce, I just wanted to ask you, not you had the best vantage point, but what was your vantage point on Grant's touchdown catch and how much of that just kind of really boost you guys and really
Yeah.
benefits late then?
You're talking about the first one, right? Right before halftime? Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, obviously they called it incomplete at first, and he goes, "I'm pretty sure I had a foot down." And I was like, well, that's tough because they ruled it incomplete. But I mean, you just talk about being able to put points up, switch the momentum going into halftime. Like that's a big deal. It's a big deal for a team. Whereas if you just get a field goal, little bit of momentum, no points, you don't get any momentum. So being able to get a touchdown, and especially in that type of fashion, definitely carries over into the locker room at halftime, but coming out to start the third quarter as well.
You guys seem to find out about the review result before they announced it. You guys overhear what the referee was saying?
No. So Coach Seth was in my ear. He said, "Oh, that's a touchdown." Obviously, you have everybody else on their headsets, and they're around their players. They say, "Oh, it's a touchdown." So then everybody starts celebrating. And so that's how that went down.
The defense has played especially well the past 2 weeks. I'm curious, just from an offensive perspective, how much has that helped you guys? How much has it just changed? I don't know if it's energy or just whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely an energy thing. Like it's hard when you're an offense and your defense is giving up points, but like just humongous like credit to the defense. You struggle the first half of the year, but you come back and I think 10 against Hawaii. What was it out there? 16? I have no idea, but you hold them. We stuffed them kind of all game. And it's just a credit to the guys in the locker room and the defense just showing up each and every day and just getting the work done. I mean, you could easily just hang it up, be like, yeah, I'm out of here this year. Like this year sucks. They just show up each and every day, and it's starting to really show out on the field. So I'm really happy for them.
Tell us about second grade defensive performance. What have been the keys of the last 2 games where you guys really put it together?
I mean, we're just kind of just trusting in what like our coaches put us to do. Our coaches came up with a great game plan these last 2 weeks, and our goal was just really just send out the seniors. I mean, we have nothing really else to play for except for just finishing the season strong and do it for our brothers. So.
Big part of the game where the tackles for loss felt like constantly in the backfield, disrupting things, making plays go backwards. What was it that you were able to change or emphasize this week in this game?
We knew that their offense is kind of like ours, so they're just gonna, tempo and get the ball out quick. So that was something that we were ready for. I mean, and every time we see it, we just go down here and make the play.
Felt like you were on the field most of that game. How tired are you?
I was telling the corners I can't feel my legs. I mean, I only run down on punt usually and field goal blocks. So I mean, it's way different. So my legs are pretty tired, but we'll be okay. We'll be good.
Yeah, Noah, how gratifying was it for you to see so many defensive snaps in this game?
It was a blessing. I mean, I've wanted this my whole life. So when the opportunity came, I try not to get too in my head about it. I just try to just play ball and just let God handle the rest and let my work, just trust in my work and everything. So.
Was it invigorating for the defense where things were starting to slip a little bit? San Diego State was up 13-0. Was it kind of invigorating where the offense got those 2 touchdowns and to kind of help you guys keep playing well, that they started, pulling some of their weight and getting some points?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were good. I mean, like every football game, someone's gonna, get a little momentum. So as long as we made some good goal line stands, so as long as we bend but we don't break, I think we'll be good. So yeah.
How important was it to you guys to hold them to a field goal after Spencer threw the ball over and got hurt?
That's huge because, I mean, if they go down and score, they have all the momentum. I mean, you just take out our starting quarterback, get a fumble, and then score. I mean, that's a lot to handle. So, like our coaches say, we have to put out the fire. So, I mean, that's what we did. So.